And we are live. And you know what's crazy is I was getting ready to do a live stream just to say hi to everybody. And this is our last night in Destin, Florida. We've been down here for a few days on vacation, and I get a text message from my buddy Bob talking about doing a live and bring some attention to what he's got going on. And I said, dude, let's do it right now, man. I'm literally was sitting here getting ready to press the live button.
That's so
And here we are, man. So Bob,
good.
it's good to see you, bro.
Oh man, you too. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it was so funny because I mean, I thought, well, I'll just see what Ken's up to, and then you said now, and I'm like, well, my computer's completely dead, so we'll do it with the phone. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's great, good to see you.
So
Destin,
Bob,
Florida. I've heard so much about that place. You've told
dude,
me about it, and about three other people. I've never been there, but it's
it's
supposedly
it's
beautiful.
it is unbelievable here, man. We
Like the
rented this.
sands are white, right?
Yeah, man. Here, let me see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but it's unreal. Like absolutely amazing. But let's see if you can see it.
Man, wow.
Yeah, it's
It's like that house
insane.
was built just for you.
Yeah. 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 Well, it's a nice place. I
Man,
you know it's nice here, but I don't know if I could live here. I don't know.
really?
I don't know, maybe.
How
Maybe.
come? Why not?
It's hot, man. It's really, really hot. It's like
Yeah.
it's hot.
Every
It's
time I've
hot.
been to Florida, it's been hot and humid. Every time I get booked there, it's been June and July.
It's hot, dude. It's so hot.
It's like, do you want to
Oh,
speak in
Scott
Florida? I'm like,
Ricard.
sure. I'm like, sure. I'd love to speak in Florida. When? June.
It's so hot. Scott, it's good to see you, man. Yeah,
Scott.
you're right down the road from me. It's what's up, Edwin? How you doing? Skylar's in the house. We got Kate watching from the Philippines. How you doing,
Woo-hoo.
Kate? Um,
Philippines.
yeah, we got people all over the world. So Lana,
Nice.
yes, it is definitely it's very, very nice. We come to Destin. We try to come once a year. We didn't come last year. I can't remember if we came the year before or not, but it's been a couple of years since we've been down here. And you know what's crazy, dude, is like, I know a lot of people and I know a lot of people and I like, you're on vacation, you want to see people like Scott Ricard. I'd love to see Scott. I told Jill last night, I'm like, I'm so tired, like from doing stuff, like just
Right.
stuff. Like I
Yeah.
need a vacation from the
On
vacation.
the vacation.
I'm like, I can't wait to get back to work. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But
Whenever I think I need a vacation from my vacation, I think one of two things. I'm either doing it right or I'm doing it wrong. I'm not sure which one it is.
I know. I'm so I'm just tired. I'm like I just need to get home and rest. But so yeah, we're heading home tomorrow. But yeah,
Wow.
dude. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about what you've got going on. I know you're in Arizona right now. You're heading
Right now, I'm
to,
almost in
to
El Paso.
Texas.
I'm 20 minutes out of El Paso.
Dude, I stayed in, so I drove from Dallas to Phoenix to
Right.
hang out with Mark Victor Hansen, who you introduced to me. Thank
Right.
you very
Right. I
much.
remember when you went down there.
Um, yep, and Doug Wing. And between El Paso and Phoenix, there's a town. I do not
Tu-
remember the name of it.
Tucson,
No, it wasn't Tucson.
Las
I
Cruces.
mean, I think I went through Tucson, right? Didn't I?
Yeah,
Or
you went. Yeah, you went through Tucson.
it's another town. I forget the name of it. I'd have to look it up. But I spent the
Huh.
night there.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Don't stay in El Paso. No bueno." I'm
You
like,
know.
"Okay,
Yeah, I hear that too. I've stayed in my van in El Paso a couple of times.
wow,
So, but yeah, it's not.
what?
They say don't do that, but I've done it twice.
Wow." You're a
Yeah.
brave man. You're a brave man. So tell everybody what you got going on. You've got such a just you're a good hearted soul, man. Like you're just a
Yeah.
good dude, and you're doing some stuff that most of us, including me, don't do, and most of us won't do, man. Talk about
Yeah.
what you're doing down in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most everyone's heard about, the shooting down there or down here
Yeah.
now. And at the school and, 19 kids and 2 teachers. And, I was in Vegas for the shooting, when that happened. I've been at Saugus High School when that happened. Been all over the country with different times that this has happened. And, this just happened this last week. And I thought, I just need to go down there. And so, what I typically do is I go and I try and connect with leaders in the community, try and support law enforcement and first responders and all that, and just encourage and support them um, and really just kind of be there for the community. So what that might sound like is like in Vegas. I went to the memorial that was made up out in the
Wow.
middle of Las Vegas Boulevard. I stood there and just was present, just focused on being present with the people that were there to mourn. And
Yeah.
I didn't really have to say a lot. I would just be present, and as they would get emotional, I would just stand with them, not touch them, not do anything, just stand with them. And then like one young girl, maybe 23 or so, I just said to her, I said, "How well did you know her?" Because she was looking at a picture of obviously one of her friends, and I said, "How well did you know her?" And she goes, "She was one of my best friends." I said, "Wow." I
Mm.
said, "Can you tell me a positive story, something great story about you and her?" And she goes, "Oh my gosh!" She opened her phone, started going through these pictures, and she's like, "Oh, look at this. This is her and her boyfriend took me to the prom because I didn't have a date, so they took me to the prom, and look how pretty she looked." And she just lit up, and for like 10 minutes, just was showing me pictures and telling me about their night and stuff, and then a couple of nights later, I'm there and I'm sitting there, and this big burly guy comes walking over and sets down a beer at one of the wooden crosses in the street and with a name on it. And I said, hey, we just stood there for a minute and we just kind of looked at it. Neither one of us said anything. And then I said, "I take it you knew him?" And he goes, "No, not at all." He goes, "I'm a fireman. I was off duty that night. I was at the concert, just enjoying the concert. The shots rang out, and he fell into my arms." And he goes, "And I did life-saving measures until he passed." And I said, "Dude," I said, "Man, you are a hero." And he goes, "He didn't live." And I said, "You know what? If I was gonna get hit, if I was gonna have anything go wrong, I would want somebody with your life-saving capabilities to be the first responder. You were there on the spot and you couldn't do it. So nothing could have been done." And he just started just tearing up. And
Wow.
I mean, it's just those things. There's just to be introduced to the mayor of Las Vegas, or to be invited to the one officer that was killed that night, to be invited to their memorial for him, thousands
Yeah.
of people in the park, um, or go to Saugus High School, and the whole idea is just to be there and be,
Yeah.
not focus on words, not focus on gestures, not but just be, and then ask good questions. Me, I love good quality questions. So asking
Yep.
good questions where the relationship can be developed, the communication can start, and have legs to run on. So that's what
Yeah.
I'll be doing here. I'll meet with as many people as I possibly can. I'm asking for people to introduce me to people that they know in the area. If they would like me to go and buy and hug one of their family members. What I find, Ken, is a lot of these people, they think, I'm fine, I'm okay. And then it's a couple of days after that they're
Yeah.
just freaking out. Like a lot of times they won't want to leave their house. They're scared to leave their house. And so I've been asked to go to the hospital and visit people, go to the people's houses and visit people and say, can you speak any words of encouragement so that they'll leave their house? So it might be stuff like that. Whatever I'm asked to do, I'll do it. And so it's going to take me another day to get there, and then I'll spend maybe 3 days there, and then make the long 21-hour drive back home.
I I think that it's phenomenal what you do, man. Like I know that you were in Texas. There was a Walmart shooting, and wasn't it in Texas, I believe?
Then El Paso, right here. I
Yeah.
went there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
afterwards.
you were there pretty soon
Well, I
afterwards.
mean, I was
And
there a few months after, but I
oh,
was
was it
there
a
on
few
the
months?
yeah.
Oh,
Um,
oh, okay. I thought it was right
that was
after.
that was one where I wasn't invited to at that time, and I thought, well, I'll wait because look, I mean, Ken, like I was saying, I mean, it's great to be there right on the spot. I mean, I was in
Yeah,
Vegas 2 days after the shooting,
yeah.
but I'll tell you, when life stands still like that, they're in shock, and everything's a blur.
I,
And then all of a sudden, everyone's on them. Can I bring you food? Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I? And then all of a sudden, about 2, 3 weeks later, everyone's gone back to their life because they have to. And the people that were surrounded by everybody are just feel like they've been completely abandoned. I know when my daughter died, that's what happened to me. Everyone was there when that happened, but within a couple of weeks,
how
they
how how old was your daughter when she died?
she was 3. Macy was 3 years old.
Uh, and so and you had to work through that. I'm sure you work through it every day, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's a
You
great
know,
point. It's every day that you work through it, and you
yeah.
know, and the number one question I get asked when I go to something like this is they go, Bob, how do you make sense of this? And I go, well, the first thing you got to realize is stop trying to make sense of senseless behavior. It's a senseless
Mm,
behavior. You try and make sense of a senseless behavior, you will become as insane as they were at the moment. And so stop trying
wow.
to make sense. One of the next level pillars is stop trying to make sense of senseless behavior.
I
Just accept what it is.
can I
Somebody killed people, innocent people were killed. That's
yeah.
all that matters. Now, how do you go about helping those families or those people? And then what do you need to do to support so that we can help the mentally ill? Because you and I were
I
talking before we came on live. Mental illness is a real thing, folks. It's
and
not
I
it's
want
not
to
just something that politicians talk about. It's
right.
absolutely real thing. And so we've got to address that issue as well. And so that's one of the things I do is I always try and meet with psychologists, psychiatrists while I'm there, law enforcement, and try and have discussion about mental illness.
Yeah.
It's real. And so we have to address that as well.
I want everybody, I want to rally the troops. Bob is doing this out of the kindness of his heart, out of his own pocket. He put it out the other day. I'm going to make a donation after this. We were just talking about this before we went live. I want to bring some attention. If you guys could throw him a little bit of cash. He's trying to raise 1,500 bucks. 900 came in real fast, I guess. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a donation to you, man, for what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
look, just make a little bit. Help Bob help fund this for him. I'm gonna throw his Venmo and Cash App links up. Help the dude out. Bob is
I
a dear
appreciate
friend of mine, and amazing as you can tell, an amazing
it.
man who's definitely and unfortunately qualified to go help these people because the I would say I don't ever want to know, but I would say
Yeah.
that the hardest part is the emotional aftermath, like
Yeah. Yeah.
after time, right?
Yeah. Oh,
And so
absolutely. Yeah,
after it
I
all,
put
like
people in
you
my
just said,
phone when somebody has a death or something like that tragic. I'll put them in my phone, and sometimes I'll have people in my phone that I'm often calling once a month or texting saying, "Hey, how you really doing? What's going
yeah,
on? How are you really?" You know, but Ken, the number one thing I get asked is one, how can you make sense of this? I've already addressed that. But the other question I get is, Bob, I would love to go help, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And if I get there, I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing.
right.
And I get that. I get that. I can say the wrong thing just as easily as anybody else. The thing is I just tell people, look, if you can go, great. And if you want to go with me, I'll walk you through the process. But if you can't go, and you still have a heart for them and you want to do something, then there's lots of charities that you can contribute to, and that's part of your personal growth, right? Is that ability to
Yeah.
contribute and give back. So, or you can donate to something like this with me or somebody else or one of the charities that's on GoFundMe. There's a million of them. So I just think that
But
we need to
since
start exercising that muscle.
my buddy Cynthia Mannion said, sure, where Cynthia, I have his Venmo and Cash App down there at the bottom. So
Thank you,
either one of
Cynthia.
those will get to Bob immediately, help
Thank
fund
you.
this trip. And I mean, and the other part is, it's not like we're not talking about sending Bob 15 grand. He's actually sleeping in his van. He's not even, like, he's not going to be stopping at the embassy suites, and there it is, right there. It's a nice van, dude. But so Bob is that he's listen. I got to say this just because I I feel it's important. I mean, look, you're doing this um, in honor. This is how this is helpful for you, right? It helps you.
Sure. Oh,
It's in the
absolutely.
legacy of the pain and process you went through with your little girl, and
Yeah.
which is just heartbreaking. By the way, you already know how it just
Yeah.
crushes me every time I hear you talk about it, man.
Yeah, and those of
Because
you
I
who
know you're
don't
a
know,
good
she was
dude.
3 years old, and she was in the car ahead of me, and the person driving had a seizure, literally crossed the crossed the line and went straight through the intersection and crossed right into the telephone or the light pole, and I witnessed it, and I pulled her out and breathed for her until the paramedics got there. Her name was Macy. She was 3 years old, but she didn't make it. So, yeah, a lot of it's in tribute, obviously, to her.
Yeah.
But I mean, when the children, you know, something, Ken, I don't even think I've ever told you this. I was thinking about it on, when you're driving across the desert, you got a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there
Yeah.
thinking, I'm like, I remember driving out in the middle of the desert, going towards the Colorado River, middle of the night almost, and the freeway came to a complete stop, and like 10 minutes went by, 20 minutes, and I finally got out, and or maybe 10 minutes went by, and I got up and I ran up to the front to see what was going on, and there had been a drunk driver got on the wrong side of the freeway and hit this car, and there were two little
Uh,
kids in the car, like a baby and a little older sister,
oh
and
my God.
they were both, one was breathing, but in her car seat, the other wasn't breathing at all. So I pulled her out and I started, this is a long time ago. I started
Wow.
breathing for her, and, but the helicopter to bring them out there, because the freeway was completely shut down, took like 40 minutes to get them out there. And so they let
Oh,
me do CPR. The little girl ended up not making it. They flew her away and they tried, but they couldn't even save her either. And I remember thinking, I've done CPR 3 times. At that point, twice, and I'm like,
what?
I've done CPR on an adult. I've done
What?
CPR on a little kid, and if I ever have to do CPR again, please do not let it be another kid. It was the
Ah,
most excruciating thing I've ever done. And wouldn't you know, the next time I
wow.
did CPR was on my own daughter. Brutal. That will mess with you over and over again.
Oh my God, dude. I can't even. I can't even. There's my brother Doug Wing. He's
Doug
in the
Wing.
Philippines. He's
There
in
he
the
is, man. I tell you,
Philippines.
he's doing great with this book. Congratulations,
He
sir.
is. He is. So Bob is heading to Texas, donating his time. I threw his Venmo and Cash App up. He only needs a few $500 more through Venmo or Cash App. I have it scrolling up there. I'm just trying to help him out. I'm gonna make a donation once we're
Thanks.
off here, Bob. But
Thanks, Ken.
I think that what you're doing, man. He's heading into the school, the area where those kids got killed last week, and he's
Yeah.
gone down there to help emotionally support the community and law enforcement and everybody there, which is just unbelievable, man. Like you're like the Marines, man. You're just running in onto the battlefield, man.
I don't know,
While the
man. Those
rest
guys,
of us sit here and go, well, what you just said, dude. I mean, let's talk about that. I would love to. I would love to say I want to go. I want to be a part of it. I want to help people. But you're right, man. Most people will think I'm scared to death to say the wrong thing. If I
yeah,
go, what if I say the wrong thing and make things worse? And I don't
yeah,
know. You know, you've dealt with this on a very, unfortunately, a very personal level,
yeah.
and you know. Let's see. Cynthia says, "Would I be able to send it through his phone number?" I don't know how that works, Cynthia. I think it's just through
Yeah,
Venmo
I don't
or
know.
Cash App.
Yeah, I don't know how to
I
do it
don't
through the
know
phone.
any.
Zelle? Is there Zelle? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Is
But
there
yeah,
any
you know, I
other
mean,
way to send you?
I can get you a. Well, I don't have the link with me, but I have a link to my Square, that I can get somebody. So if they just shoot
Okay.
me an email, or if they want to send me a text, to my text, I'll be more than happy to give them the donate button link that they can do that through Square.
Doug Wing, you're awesome. Doug's such a good dude, man. Doug, thank you, man. He's gonna send some money through. Bob, your phone's doing that again. You need to refresh, brother.
Okay, I'll cancel out.
He'll be right back. He'll be right back. Just refresh it there. So Doug, you're awesome, dude. Joe, I'm in the Philippines with Doug. That's hilarious. Yes, Zell. Okay, I don't know how that works, Cynthia. What? Hold on.
Did that
There,
go?
it's better. Yeah, it's
Okay.
better.
So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
what's happening is you're so close to Mexico that the feed is crossing over and it's trying to change languages or something.
there it is. That could very well be.
That's so
I can
such a
see that. I'm
terrible.
looking at Mexico right now.
Hey, when I went to Doug, I drove to see Doug Wing. I was like, bro, I called him. I'm looking at Mexico. It's like right there. I called Jill. I'm looking at it. It's right there. Yeah,
Right.
it's
It's
crazy,
right
man.
there. It's right.
Yeah.
You know,
Um.
one of the greatest things that yeah, it's absolutely cathartic for me. There's no doubt,
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts. It's cathartic for me. But the greatest things that I get from people is just like, just that you were here. I mean, in Vegas, I was at the a couple of days after, and I had the police invite me. They lost one officer in all of that chaos. They lost one officer, and the police called me at 2 a.m. and said, "Would you like to come to our memorial for our officer?
Oh my
It's tomorrow
gosh.
night in a park, and the mayor's going to be there, and thousands of people." And
Wow.
the fact that they just opened the door
Yeah.
for that is just, it's mind blowing. To stand there and talk
Amazing.
to an officer who had been on duty for several years, and to have him standing there. And I said, "Were you working that night?" And he said, "Yes." And like 4 or 5 cops are all standing there. And I said, "Can you tell me what the scariest moment of that night was for you?"
Mm.
And all of a sudden a tear came to his eye. And the other cops, they just gone. I mean, they did not want to be around with another officer crying. And he said it was this first time I'd ever been scared while I was in uniform. And
Dude,
for him to open up, and for the SWAT team, for me to be talking with the SWAT team and for them to just have that moment of clarity that they could share, was, I'll never forget. Or at any of the other shootings that I've been to, where the parents are sitting there and talking to me, or the kids at the school at Saugus High School were talking to me about that they lost one of their friends right there. I had a mom and a dad standing there going, I said, what was the scariest moment for you? And they said the scariest moment was when they went on lockdown. We couldn't get a hold of our kid, and They couldn't call us. I couldn't call them. And the school's on lockdown, and we don't know if they are one of the ones that have been shot for an hour.
Dude.
I mean, you know,
That's the longest hour of your life. It's got to be.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine.
You know, I think about. I watched a. It was just a couple weeks ago. It popped up in my YouTube feed a documentary about the Vegas shooting, and they had a couple of the officers that were right there in the thick of it. Well, they had more than a couple. They interviewed a bunch of different police officers in this documentary. It's on YouTube. I forget what it's called, but
wow, I'll have to look it up.
It's unbelievable. It's powerful. But these two officers, I mean, it was his first or second day on the job, and he got shot. He lived, but he got shot. And one of the other officers there, his wife was shot. She was at the concert, and
I saw that one.
She was dying. Like they had her. These cops put her and they rushed her, and she made it. She survived, which is unbelievable. She got shot in the head, I think they said. It was like, you know, so yeah, man, some crazy stuff. I mean, we really. I talked to my buddy. Tony the other day. He was on my show, and he runs he's phenomenal human being, man. I love that guy. I grew up with him, actually. We grew up together, and he runs the suicide prevention Ohio suicide prevention something. I can't think of it, but and, you know, mental health is something we need to really start focusing on. We think about, you know, the last couple of years, it had a serious impact on a lot of people. Not everybody.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I look at it and I don't judge. I try not to. But like I look at it and think, that makes no sense. How does somebody go to that place? What part of a being would have to have the ability for, like, you know, it's one thing to snap and maybe slam a door.
Right.
Or, you know, snap and go, damn it, Bob, I've had enough of you, and get you off the stream or something, right? But to go in and shoot up a school full of little babies, man, like we got to focus on mental health. People, you know, politicians, and I'll go there. You don't have to go there, but they're trying to turn this into a gun issue, and I don't think that it's about guns personally. I think it's about mental health because anyway, I mean, the guy that ran his car through a crowd in Wisconsin last year didn't have a gun. He killed lots of people, you know, so it's not the object, it's the mental well-being of the being itself. And where in the world when are we going to focus on that, man? How do we get that shift to occur where we're focusing on helping people with their mental health problems?
Absolutely. That's going to be the key. And I think as long as we have, you know, all distractions are equal.
Yes.
And so the bright, shiny object that somebody wants us to look at often isn't the problem. And so I believe that we've got to take care of what's the human element of this. That's the only thing we can really control. Law-abiding citizens or non-law-abiding citizens don't care what the law is. They're non-law abiding. So,
Bob, your phone is doing that thing again, bro.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay,
I do.
Okay.
Sorry, man. Sorry. He'll be right back. And Mike Green, I agree with you, and that's right. The Rock killed Abel. A Rock killed Abel. Totally agree with there. I can already tell it's better.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, we just got to maintain. We've got to deal with human beings, And the
Yeah.
human being is, there's a lot of things going on right now. Suicide prevention, my background, when I was 19, I founded a nonprofit organization working with suicide prevention and crisis intervention. So I've been exposed to that. Many years later, I had a 10-year older brother's 10 years older than me, commit suicide. So I've personally witnessed
Jeez.
that. You think about, I was a teenager, lost my only parent to cancer. I was lose my only father figure to a drug overdose later on. Had my daughter killed in a car accident in front of my eyes. Had a brother commit suicide who was 10 years older than me. And then the most recent, I lost a granddaughter who I never even got to meet, 2 months old, to SIDS. So look, I've been a parent. I've been a child losing a parent losing a child, sibling losing a sibling, grandparent losing a grandchild. And I don't say that to make it any worse than anybody else. We've all had stuff.
Right.
All I say is, I'm operating from a place of experience.
Yep.
I get it, but because I've experienced it. And so people say, Bob, what qualifies you to go down? Nothing more than my past experiences and my willingness.
That's right.
Anyone can go. I will teach them everything I know about how to reach out, how to be there for people. As a matter, we're putting together a Facebook group called Next Level Rapid Support, I think is what we're going to call it, where I'm going to actually create videos so that when something like this happens and I can't be there, we're going to send it to the leaders or people in the community that are experiencing this, and we're going to send it to them so that they know how to deal with it, how to help each other.
Yeah.
So we're creating those videos as we're working on that now.
Dude, you're like, that's what I'm talking about, man, is you're taking freaking action. And again, there's probably every person watching or will watch this would love to be there,
Sure,
consoling a mother that lost her baby girl, or a father that I can't even imagine.
yeah.
And I don't want to, but like
and
every
nor
person,
should you.
and every person, including me, would love to be there. But dude, you said it earlier, and I'm gonna say it. It terrifies me. It literally terrifies me to think about going there, because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what I like, saying the wrong thing, or asking the wrong question, or um, picking the wrong scab, so to speak. You
Or
know,
the other thing that people are afraid of is they're afraid of getting there and them breaking down and
right?
then becoming a puddle. And look, I've experienced that as well.
Yeah,
I think the ability to, what I call it, is be a gap filler, to stand in
yeah,
the gap from where they're at and where they want to be, and being
yeah,
that person that just holds a space for them.
yeah, yeah,
That's kind of the key. And whether it's suicide prevention or whether it's something like this, the bottom line is it's crisis, and crisis intervention is really my heart and my passion. And
and you're gifted, man. You're gifted with the ability to help.
thank you, I appreciate that. I it's
Yeah.
a calling, Ken. So it's like people go, do you want to go to Texas? No, I don't want to go to
No,
Texas. I don't want to drive
no,
21 hours, spend 3 hours, and sleep in a car at 90 degrees at the middle of the night,
no.
and then turn around and drive the 21 hours back. No, I don't want to.
Yeah,
Will I? Absolutely. Why? One, because I know that there's a need, and two,
yeah,
I believe that I have a gift and a calling for that, and I've had training, so I will do it.
yeah,
That's the key. Um, and and everyone else, man, I know what it's like to sit there and go, I wish I could go. I get people all the time, Ken, I wish I could have gone. I wish I had known, I would have gone. And I'm like, next time I'll let you know. Look, they can't leave their lives. They can't leave their jobs. They can't leave their families, and I get it. So I'll go.
You're not judging. You're not
No,
judging them at all.
no, not at
No,
all.
no,
I mean,
no.
I don't expect them to go, but I'm like, if I can, then I'll go.
Yeah.
And it's worked out so far. Over the years, I've done this all on my own dime. Until this year, this time, I said, I'm just going to put it out there because people say, Bob, I would have loved to have done something to help you. And so I'm like, I'll give them the opportunity this time. We got to 900, and I said, do I go and hope the rest comes in, or do I wait until the rest comes in? And I just said, I'm going.
The rest. Listen, the rest is coming in tonight. Like but you got now. You have to refresh again, unfortunately. So refresh real quick.
Okay.
So hey, listen, all my friends, please help Bob out. Send him $100, $50, something. Help him out with this. I have his Venmo and his Cash App. He's doing this on his own dime, and he's going down to Texas to help heal the community and people there, and unfortunately, as those of you listening just heard, Bob is uniquely qualified through some horrible circumstances. Bob is uniquely qualified to be there. So, and if you can't send him some cash, which send him $5 if you can. I mean, that's a gallon of gas.
Yeah.
I
put 50. It cost me 12 the last time I came in this direction, and I thought, well, we'll just put 15 with gas, and it's already gonna be over that. But I'm like, let's just do it, and so yeah.
Let's get Bob 2,500. Let's come on. Let's give him some money. So, and we're not begging. Bob. Right. Listen, Bob has. Let me see. Bob introduced me to Mark Victor Hansen. Bob has. How many NFL players do you have in your phone? Several.
Several.
Bob's friends with Les Brown. Bob is friends with how many people, man? I mean, like I consider myself a pretty decent connector of people.
Yep.
You're like the king of it. Like you're the guy. Like
I'm like you, Ken. Though I've just been blessed. Yeah. I mean, I've been blessed to put myself in a place where I can meet those people, or that others can connect me with those people. It's nothing. It's not like I'm special. It's just a matter of that I make myself available. People always say, well, how did you meet Les Brown? I made myself available to Les Brown. Yeah. Well, what does that mean? Well, he was looking for some help with something. I offered to help, and we connected and we exchanged phone numbers. That was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm just like you. We just connect because we make ourselves available to the connection. Most people don't.
Yeah. I happen to have Les Brown's cell phone number as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got it years ago. A long story behind that, but I think that look, man, I think what you're doing is so admirable. It's almost embarrassing to say, but my life right now in this moment would not allow me to go do what you're doing. It just wouldn't. And it sucks to say that. I'm being brutally honest. I don't think most people are capable of being that honest. but I mean, what you're doing to help people, man, and help law enforcement and help. It's just amazing, dude. You're such a good guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit different because the law enforcement is under such extreme pressure on this one because of the delay with, and all that. So normally I have my I Do Back the Blue t-shirt, which is a Facebook group that I started.
Here, let me go full screen. Show everybody. I Do Back the Blue. Tell everybody about that. Whoa.
So I Do Back the Blue is just an organization. it's not a nonprofit. It's not, but it's just something that I did where I have business cards that I hand out that say, let's see, I have business cards that on the back say this. I don't know if you can read that.
If there's anything you need, a listening ear, a shoulder to lean on, meaningful conversation, or just a cup of coffee, please let me know. Bob Donnell, 949-836-2398. 2398. He puts it out there, folks.
And then I hand this out to 2 officers and fire department anywhere I go. Anytime I see one, I hand it to them, and I just tell them thank you for your service. And I've handed out probably 1,000 of them, and I get so many different responses. I've had cops just look at it like they think, what are you giving me? And then they look at it and they'll go, are you serious? Like, yeah. And they'll be like, dude, you don't know how much that means. Or they don't know what to say, and they go, thank you. And they'll walk away kind of sheepish. I mean, I do Back to Blue as just one of those things, but I wear the shirt that I created a lot. And
are you selling that shirt anywhere, dude?
I have the shirt for sale. I think I have like 10 left, or 5 left of extra large and 5 of large. But you know, it's like I can't wear that at this location because it's such a hot topic right now for that school. So I'll have to, but I'll have to show support to law enforcement anyway. So I'll go to the law enforcement and I'll pass out those cards and I'll meet with them if they'll meet, and I'll try and get a hold of, a police chief. And so all of that stuff. I'll meet with social leaders. I'll meet with any teachers, any students. And my goal is not to go in there and coach them or counsel them or give them therapy. I'm not a therapist. I'm an interventionist. I'm one that's going to just, be there, love on them, and help them maybe break through something so they can move forward.
You got to refresh again, dude.
Okay, I'll do it.
He's getting good at the refresh. I mean, he comes right back. I mean, instantly. Hey, Flo, there's Flo. Good to see you, Flo.
That is so weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, he's a professional refresher now.
Hey, I got this down now. I can do it quick.
That's funny. It's crazy. It starts getting all staticky. Are you on Bluetooth?
No.
Wow.
No, just through my phone.
Hey, there's our brother Tim Gillette. Tim, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Tim Gillette.
He's a good dude.
Tim Gillette.
Kinda. I don't know. He harassed me at Craig's event.
He what?
I said he harassed me at Craig's last event. Craig Doswalt.
Yeah.
He's funny. We were laughing.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is. So yeah, everybody send Bob some prayers and love. He's heading to Texas to help that community heal. He's intervening, and man, dude, that's incredible. That's absolutely.
Ken, I appreciate your support and your encouragement on that. You get all kinds of responses. You get people say, "Man, way to go." You get people saying, "Well, why you? Why are you going down there? What are you really going to be able to do?" Look, don't they already have therapists and police officers and everybody else? Why are you going? I went down to San Diego for a suicide prevention, and I got questioned, why would you go to that? There's other people that could have done that. I'm like, but you know what? Nobody was there.
Right. And, look, here's the deal, man. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I'm coming up on 20 years of sobriety, and which is mind-blowing to me.
Huge.
But I'm going to tell you something. I remember when I was about 21 years old, I was encouraged strongly by some people to go see somebody about my drinking. And I went and I took this test, and I sit down in this woman's office, and she basically says, "You're a raging alcoholic. You're a time bomb just waiting to go off," and blah, 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 blah. And I looked at her and I said, "Are you an alcoholic?" She said, "No, I'm not." I said, "Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think qualifies you to tell me whether I am or not?" And "Well, I have a lot of professional training and I've helped a lot of people with this." I said, "I'm sure you have, but until you've walked in my shoes, I don't want to hear about it." And from the perspective, and that's my perspective, and doesn't mean she's not qualified. She might, quite frankly, she may have been more qualified, but until I spoke to another alcoholic or thousands of them over the years and sat down and heard their stories, that's some bright sun you got there, Bob.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to adjust it. Is that all that? It's all that sunshine coming in from Mexico,
right? But until I talked to other people that had been there and done it and had struggled with the same thing I was struggling with, or same things, it didn't matter what you had to say. It didn't.
right?
It wasn't helpful.
Right.
And so, I think, again, unfortunately, you are uniquely qualified through the, I've said pain is the predecessor of all wisdom in life. And you've certainly had heaps and heaps of that given to you. So, you are very, very qualified to go there and help. If I was going to go there and help, I definitely wouldn't want to do it without you being right there with me in every conversation. Like, I'd be like, "Bob, I'm going to have to defer to you, man, because I don't know." Like, I wouldn't know what to say.
Well, I appreciate that, and I can certainly empathize with that too, because there's a lot of times I don't know what to say, and then in that moment when I don't know what to say, I just shut up, and I'm just there, But I wish that this was something that was going to go away, Ken. I mean, I wish that we got maybe 3 more years of this, and we'll knock it out. It ain't going away, guys. Mental illness is not just going to disappear. And neither is going to be some of the results of the mental illness or these anger issues or whatever else is going on beneath the surface.
Yeah.
And so my commitment is I'll do it as long as I possibly can.
Right.
I realize that, like, I've already been asked, "Bob, are you going to go to Tulsa? 4 people were shot and killed there. Are you going to go?" Like, I don't know. Let me finish this one. Let's see.
Right.
I don't know, but I do know this, that something's needed, and government and legislation and all that stuff, great, but we need to do something in between that as well, and that's that gap filling that I believe.
I love what you're doing. My family just walked in, and this is our last night here.
Yeah,
Bob Donnell says hi, everybody. Jill, look over here.
Hi, Jill.
She said, "How are you, sir?"
I'm good, thanks.
So everybody,
family.
Bob is heading into Texas, or he's in Texas.
I'm
going
right
to
outside of El Paso.
School. Yeah, heading to where the school shooting took place to console the community and help the families, and he's doing it on his own dime. So if you can make a donation, make one at Next Level Bob with his Venmo or Cash App. He's which is unbelievable. Like, he's done this many, many, many times. As we've already talked about, Bob is uniquely qualified to do what he's doing. And you guys need to just go help him out. Go help him out.
I appreciate that, Ken. Appreciate that.
So I'm gonna help you out as soon as I get off here. I'll flip you a little donation too. And
I appreciate you guys, all of you. Thank
I
you so
love
much.
you, bro.
And
you,
just
and
prayers for favor and safety, all that. Those are key things. So appreciate that.
All right, man. Well, hey, everybody, and make sure you're following Bob on Facebook and join his group, I Do Back the Blue. I don't know, you've got Next Level by Association. I know you've had Mark Victor Hansen and Glenn Morshower and Les Brown and all these amazing people come and speak at your events.
And you.
And I'm part of it, man. And I'm so grateful for you, bro. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So everybody, hey, don't hang up on me, Bob. But everybody, have a great night and go make a quick donation to Bob if you can. Be much appreciated. If you can't, just pray for him. Send him lots of love, positive energy, and great thoughts. So we'll see you guys later. Hang on, Bob. Stay with me. We'll see you all later.
Thanks, guys.